Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still repeating history again in the short term, while still bouncing from this critical area of support. But on top of that, massive levels of liquidity are now building on this chart, while Ethereum is still playing out this short-term bullish divergence. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, taking a look at the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and over the last 1 day, this chart right here on this time frame has not really changed at all. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about this chart, then check out my last video here on the channel. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, we can see right now the DXY is still technically trending in the bullish direction, which is bearish for Bitcoin and crypto, as I've been saying basically every day over the last couple of weeks. And so we also haven't really seen anything new on this chart right here over the last 1 day. So technically speaking, the short-term trend at the moment in the price of Bitcoin is currently bearish, as I've been saying for a while now on the channel. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, of course, we're still finding a lot of support at this area of support based on previous support and resistance in the price of Bitcoin, and also based on a lot of traded volume around 63 to 64,000 here in the volume profile indicator. And so at least for now, that is the area of support to pay attention to. And as for resistance, we still have a lot of resistance starting very close to 67,000 and going up towards around 68,000. And so unless we actually see a confirmed breakout back above $68,000 per Bitcoin, as well as a bearish reversal here in the DXY, until we start seeing those sort of signals actually confirm, at least for now, we're still looking more bearish than bullish in terms of the short-term trend for Bitcoin. But in the imminent short term, of course, at least at the moment, even though the trend and momentum is more bearish in the shorter term right here, as of right now, we're still basically within this sideways price range. So it's still possible that we could see a lot of choppy sideways price action in between this area of support and this area of resistance. And so essentially, we're in a relatively neutral range during a short-term bearish trend. So once again, the trend is bearish in the short term, as we've seen ever since we basically broke below this previous low right here. But of course, during a bearish trend, we can see some sideways consolidations here and there, just like how during a bullish trend, we can also see some sideways consolidations here and there before continuing the trend later on. And now, if we end up seeing a continuation of this short-term bearish trend with a confirmed break below $63,000, if that actually happens, if we see daily candle closes below 63K, then in that case, our next important level of support to the downside is sitting at around 60 to 61K. And below that, we have a lot of support at around 58,000 and 56,000. And even if we see an eventual breakout back above 68,000 right here, we still have a lot of strong resistance in between 72,000 to 74,000, as I also warned about all the way back up here. And so ultimately, over the last 1 day, these support and resistance areas on this chart have not really changed over the last 1 day. That was just a quick recap of what is happening right now in terms of the shorter term trend and the fact that we're in a bit of a choppy sideways price range during the short term bearish trend, at least for now. But if we're zooming further into the short term, looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously as of right now, we're in a weekend, which is shown by these gray areas on the chart right here. And as we can clearly see on this chart, based on past price action, we almost always see very boring weekends. Very often, we see very little volatility over the weekends, and the majority of the volatile moves in the price of Bitcoin happen during the weeks, on the weekdays. And so I said in my last video that over the next 1 day, I expect a lot of very neutral price action, mostly sideways price action over the weekend. And so far, this has been playing out pretty much exactly as expected. Because at least for now, history is basically repeating, as I also said in my last video, because we have a new bullish divergence playing out here on the 4-hour time frame, with lower lows confirmed in the price in the candle closes and higher lows confirmed in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, which is a bullish divergence confirmed on the 4-hour time frame. And the last time we saw that happen was roughly around 1 week ago. And what we saw back then was a very slight bullish relief over the weekend, over the next couple of days from when that bullish divergence actually confirmed, but ultimately we actually continued the short-term bearish trend later on in the new week. And so a bullish divergence by itself is not necessarily enough to confirm a trend reversal, but just in the imminent short term for the next couple of days from when the bullish divergence actually confirmed, it means we're due to see a bit of a slight bullish relief, or at the very least some choppy sideways price action as the most likely scenarios. And so considering, at least for now, we're still in the weekend, this could continue to play out over the next 1 day approximately, but probably tomorrow or the next day as we're entering into the new week, we could begin to see a lot more volatility. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to trade any of those volatile moves that could likely be coming very soon, then personally, I take those sort of trades over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in a pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim an exclusive 500 USDT airdrop position just by making a Bybit account using that link, making a deposit, and claiming the airdrop. And this 500 USDT airdrop position will be available for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and a bunch of other cryptos you can claim this in. Or for any of the degens out there, there's also currently a 200 USDT position airdrop for a whole bunch of meme coins right now. And so I'll simply leave a link to both of those pages in the description and in the pinned comment. In fact, the second link below this video will take you to this page right here. And the first link below this video will take you to the 500 USDT position airdrop. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, or if you're preparing to take the next trading opportunity, you might as well get set up ready to go over here to claim these extra bonuses. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex down below this video as an alternative crypto exchange. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we can see right now we have a lot of liquidity building at around 63,000. And we also have a small amount of liquidity to the upside just above 65,000 and more liquidity at around 66,500 and a lot of liquidity at around 67,500 approximately. And so due to the fact that we have quite a lot of liquidity building only just below the current price at 63,000 right here, there is quite a high chance that we could end up seeing the price at least have some sort of candle wick to the downside to hit that 63K liquidity. But if we end up seeing a move like that, for example, that will likely occur on a weekday when we usually see a lot of volatility. So once again, just over the next few hours, maybe over the next 1 day, I don't really expect much volatility as we basically finish off the weekend right here, but potentially in a day or two from now, we could end up seeing some more volatility, something like that. And honestly, considering we have liquidity building to both sides, we have liquidity to the upside and to the downside, I'll not be surprised if at some point next week, we actually take out both of those levels, either to the downside and then up, or to the upside and then down. Basically, expect a lot more volatility sometime next week, kind of like what we just saw here. We saw some crashes and some pumps during the week. That is very popular as of recent. And so that is simply what I'm expecting moving forward over the next 1 to 2 days and then going into the new week. That is the expectation. And overall, once again, the shorter term trend is technically more bearish than bullish, at least as of right now. And if we're taking a look at Ethereum on the daily time frame, right now the price of ETH is still holding just above this 38.2% Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting at around 3480 approximately. And even if we see a confirmed break below 3480, we still have this 50% retracement level acting as support at around 3350 approximately. And as I've said recently here on the channel, the price just in the imminent short term is basically within a choppy sideways price range during a bit of a short-term bearish trend. And if we're zooming into the 12-hour time frame, we can see right now this bullish divergence is technically still active because at least for now, we have not yet seen any confirmed invalidation of the bullish divergence, which, for example, would look like a new lower low forming in the price or in the RSI. Those will be invalidation signals that we have not seen. So at least for now, this bullish divergence is still active on the chart. And once again, a bullish divergence usually plays out in the form of either a slight bullish relief, if not some choppy sideways price action, as the most likely scenarios. And so far, since this bullish divergence confirmed a few days ago, we've seen exactly that as expected. And as I've also said over the last couple of days, if anything, it's more likely that we're going to see choppy sideways price action rather than a further bullish relief, considering we still have a lot of resistance at this golden pocket area of resistance in between 3.6k to 3650. And so essentially, we've been seeing some slight bullish reliefs in the short term, but then that's been getting rejected from this area of resistance, causing choppy sideways price action in the short term, which once again is playing out as expected because I've been talking about this as the most likely scenario in the short term over the last half a week or so. And if we're zooming into the 8-hour time frame, we can still see that bullish divergence is visible on this time frame, with this line of support sitting at just above 3.4k, more specifically around 3410. And this descending line of resistance is currently sitting at around 3570 to 3580. So we could also find resistance at that level, but also still expect a lot of resistance going all the way up towards around 3650. But just in the imminent short term, once again, we're basically chopping around sideways within a sideways price range in between support and resistance. But ultimately, this is occurring within a short-term bearish trend. So overall, in terms of the trend and momentum, technically speaking, we are looking more bearish than bullish. Just in the imminent short term, we're taking a bit of a break from that short-term bearish trend. And if we're taking a quick look at the price of Solana on the 8-hour time frame, obviously over the last 1 to 2 days, we saw another almost perfect bounce from this area of support, which is sitting in between around 120 to 128. And we bounced from pretty much exactly 128 again. And as I've also said recently here on the channel, we do have a new bullish divergence with new lower lows confirmed in the price in the candle closes and higher lows technically still confirmed here in the 8-hour Solana RSI. And so once again, a bullish divergence usually plays out in the form of either a slight bullish relief, if not some choppy sideways price action, as the most likely scenarios just in the short term here. And as for resistance, we still have strong resistance in between around 140 to 144 and a lot more resistance at around $160. And in terms of the short-term trend and momentum, technically speaking, and as I've been saying since $160, we are still looking more bearish than bullish, at least in the short term as of right now. And so, yes, we can see some slight breaks or pauses from that short-term bearish trend, but ultimately the trend is still bearish until we eventually confirm some sort of bullish reversal, which, for example, would look like a confirmed breakout above strong resistance, which at least for now has not happened. But either way, if you want to trade any of these moves in any crypto, check out those links down below this video once again to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade these moves in any crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, you can profit from all of that price action by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.